Chapter 120 The Zodiac Ascension Betting Contract. The Zodiac Ascension Betting Contract. WHERES. Party A provides Party B with the opportunity for ascension, and Party B selects interviewees for Party A. Therefore, based on the principles of equality, mutual benefit, mutual trust, and no regrets in life or death, through friendly negotiations between Party A and Party B, both parties voluntarily sign this agreement. Subject matter of the contract. 1.1 This contract applies to human levels zodiacs. At the time of signing this agreement, the zodiac confirms that there is no remaining amount of Tau and voluntarily enters the interview room and becomes the room manager. 1.2 From the date of signing the contract, Party B is willing to fall into an infinite cycle of reincarnation until the contract expires or there is no one left in the room. 1.3 If Party B has an empty room for 3 consecutive times, Party B shall immediately commit suicide, and Party A will fulfill its obligations promptly. 1 point for Party B will be promoted to the Earth level after the completion of the contract and leave the interview room. 1.5 During the contract period, Party B's mind is no longer normal, or there are other situations where communication is impossible, including, but not limited to madness, loss of intelligence, being turned into an ant. This contract shall be automatically invalidated. Rights and obligations of both parties. To point 1 Party A shall ensure that Party B's physical body is strengthened after signing this agreement, and the strengthening standard shall be more than 10 times that of the strongest participant. Party A promises that this strengthening will not disappear when Party B leaves the interview room. To point to Party A guarantees that Party B will retain memories and be successfully resurrected after each death until the contract is completed or Party B breaches the contract. To point 3 Party B promises that when signing this agreement, he does not have the echo characteristic. Otherwise, Party B shall bear all losses caused to Party A. To point for Party B promises to help participants establish a correct world view and ensure that they can correctly guide participants to face death actively, voluntarily. During this period, Party B shall not kill the innocent or seek personal revenge. To point 5 When signing this agreement, both Party I and Party B promise that they are sober-minded, have normal thinking, and can conduct simple communication. Otherwise, this agreement shall be invalidated. Precautions. 3.1 All participants are humans or humanoid creatures. If you see a zodiac or non-human creatures among the participants, do not attempt to communicate with them. Please commit suicide immediately. 3. To the interview room is a fully enclosed room. If you see a brilliant starry sky in the interview room, please ensure that Party B is sober-minded. If sober, immediately close your eyes tightly and commit suicide immediately. 3. To the interview room is a fully enclosed room. If you see a brilliant starry sky in the interview room, please ensure that Party B is sober-minded. If sober, immediately close your eyes tightly and commit suicide immediately. 3.3 At the beginning of the interview, no one is allowed to move. If Party B sees someone walking, please immediately stay away from the person who is walking. After ensuring your own safety, please commit suicide immediately. 3. For Party A will never take the initiative to appear in front of Party B. If someone claims to be a member of Party A, Party B shall kill that person and commit suicide immediately. 3.5 If the suicide attempt fails, please try to damage your eyes and hearing as much as possible. Wait quietly in the interview room for rescue, and Party A will send a special person to kill Party B. 3.6 The number of participants should be less than or equal to 9. If it is found the number of participants is more than 9, please first confirm whether Party B is sober-minded. If sober, try to kill the extra people and commit suicide after the game ends. 3.7 The content stipulated in this contract ends at 4. Contract period. If Party B finds that the contract has more than 4 items, please ensure that you are sober-minded. If sober, immediately tear up the contract and commit suicide immediately. Contract period. 10 years from the date of signing the contract. Whether the bet is successful or not after 10 years, this agreement will be automatically invalidated. Contract period. Eternal from the date of signing the contract. This agreement will never be invalidated. Please ignore the above content and commit suicide immediately. Please commit suicide immediately. Please commit suicide immediately. Please commit suicide immediately. Please commit suicide immediately. This agreement is made in duplicate, with Party A and Party B each holding one copy. Party A has the final right of interpretation. Party A, the entrusted agent of the Yin Soul Administration Bureau. Party B, the Zodiac Code is human sheep. After reading this contract, not to mention Officer Lee, even Tija felt as if he was going crazy. Except for, please commit suicide immediately. His mind couldn't remember anything else at all. It was hard to imagine how human sheep could rely on this letter to support himself in that dim room every day. Was he still sober? Tija. What? What do you think? Officer Lee asked. Tija didn't know how to answer at all. This contract did contain a lot of content, but it was also extremely puzzling. According to the literal meaning, Tianlong, as the initiator of this contract, that is, Party A, in the contract, seemed to promise human sheep the right of ascension. As long as human sheep made all the people in the interview room disappear and maintained 3 cycles of reincarnation, then he would succeed. Once the contract was fulfilled, he could leave the interview room and become Earth Sheep. Combined with Chu Tiu Yang Qiu's statement, if you want to make the people in the room disappear, you need to lose in a live betting game with the Earth level Zodiac. In other words, the purpose of the Zodiac was actually the same as that of Heaven's Gate. The two sides formed a strange confrontation. They both had to kill each other in cycle after cycle of reincarnation. Only when one side succeeded could the cycle here be broken. Such a bold idea popped into Qi Xia's mind. If the plan of Heaven's Gate was not reliable, then what about becoming a Zodiac? Human Pig once said that he wanted to walk out of openly and above board. So, he became a pig. It could be further boldly inferred that Tao was not an indispensable item for these human-level Zodiacs. Their purpose was to kill people. Only when enough people were killed would they have the right to obtain the Zodiac Ascension betting contract and go to the interview room. After all, the contract mentioned that when signing this contract, the Zodiac has no remaining amount of Tao. In other words, was both an interview for the participants and interview for the Zodiac. Once they passed the interview, the Zodiac could transform from human to Earth. No wonder. Tija nodded silently. No wonder human rat and human pig seemed closer to human. They had human emotions and didn't show powerful strength. It turned out that only by signing the Zodiac Ascension betting contract could they obtain the power like human sheep and Earth ox. From this moment on, the Zodiac gradually began to break away from the category of human, and their appearance and strength would be more like monsters. Tija felt that the endless land seemed to be a large assembly line, as if it was producing something. It didn't need the participation of other external forces and could form a system on its own. But what was the reason for the emergence of this system? Tija touched the name of Party A on the contract, the entrust agent of the Yin Soul Administration Bureau. What was the Yin Soul Administration Bureau? Why did it entrust Tianlong to handle this matter? Tija pondered for a moment and told Officer Lee his inferences. Officer Lee, who was a bit confused at first, had his brain completely shut down after listening. To infer such a strange phenomenon, one first had to turn oneself into a madman. Then, from the perspective of a madman, re-examine this world. Unfortunately, Officer Lee couldn't do it at all.